Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to Chamber Chat. And no, Ben does not sound different today. He's not here at all. Ben is unfortunately under the weather a little bit. So Kate Kennedy here filling in, of course, with Jody Brott as always. But it's hard to think how much has just gone on the past 2 weeks. I mean, we had Nescatunga a few weeks ago, the Woodward Elks Rodeo Parade that we were at. You can catch that again on KLV. Before we fully get into it, I do want to start by mentioning that KLV does have a YouTube channel now. If you go over to KALV Radio, that's all one word, KLV, all caps, radio with a capital R as well. That's another way to catch KLV content, whether it be in YouTube, Facebook, or of course on the radio itself. All different ways to catch KLV. But Jody, let's start. How is everything going on with you today?
Oh, it's great. It's a wonderful, beautiful day outside, right?
It is. It's only 84, so it's not that hot yet.
Not hot yet. We're doing good. So it's a beautiful Monday morning. I guess it's all in your perspective on how you see things.
I guess
anyway,
so. I guess so.
Just got to focus on that. Focus on the good.
I mean, we're already off to a better start than last week because Ben and I mean, we did chamber chat and there was maybe 1% chambering, 99% chatting.
Just chat, yeah.
It went off the rails pretty quick. It devolved into how Northwestern could get a hockey team. So
oh, there you go.
It went off the rails after about 10 minutes. There's not a lot of chambering going on. But
well, if you're chatting with Ben, you never know where it's going to go.
That's true.
We love Ben, and we love chatting with Ben.
Yes. But I guess we can start going back to Nescatunga. I was able to get over there Friday, and before the storm got in or before anything I thought might have happened, it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. It was nice seeing all the vendors. The last time I was there was 3 years ago when it was literally raining cats and dogs outside at Northwestern. So to see it out there at the rec center, it was great.
Yeah, I think this is their second year of being at the rec center, and it worked out really well. They had the food trucks out there. There ended up being a softball tournament as well, and so that brought some more people into Nescatunga. I think that there were over 45 vendors, and they really had a great turnout. I was there all weekend. I had a booth myself because I'm just crafty and am always doing something with my hands and feel like I have to do something. So I thought, why not? And so I went and got myself a vendor booth and was there all weekend. But they had a great turnout, great entertainment all weekend. It was crazy Friday night. That was the night that those 80 to 100 mile per hour winds blew through. And so I think there were a couple of tents out front that were set up, and their tents that they had set up to shade the people who were eating from the food trucks were, I think, in the field over. So they had a little bit of cleanup to do on that. But I think that overall it was a really great turnout and just a great event. So it's great to have an event that they continue to keep alive, 54 years going, and just keeping the arts alive in Alva. So
I mean, it was negative. I was negative 31 when it started then. So I mean, it's crazy to think about how long that has been going on. But,
yeah.
I enjoyed it getting there Friday. I mean, I got there about 4:15, 4:30, right when it started. Not a lot of people there. And it was just great to, I kind of like going at that super early time.
Yeah.
Because you're the only one there.
Yeah.
Everyone's focusing on, hey, come check out my stuff. I've got this. Ran into one of my old friends that I didn't know he was going to be there. So I just heard, hey, Kate. I'm like, who the heck? What? How are you here?
That's awesome.
I didn't realize that, he was selling his paintings and stuff. So it was good to see him again. And if it wasn't for the storms, I think it would have been perfect. But unfortunately, Mother Nature sometimes has other plans.
Right. And thankfully, with it being inside, it didn't affect the majority of the people who were out there. So anyway, but it was good. Yeah, it was a great event.
It was. And then I kind of want to get into over the past week that'll continue in. There have been a lot of open house events, ribbon cutting ceremonies. There's a lot going on. That's kind of one of the big. You wouldn't think a whole lot is going on in Alva. You might think, okay, this is kind of more of a peaceful week or something like that. Not a whole lot of events, but there's a lot of change going on. The eyesight, they've moved. a little bit. They've moved over to 515 College Avenue. They had their big ribbon cutting ceremony last
Yeah,
Friday.
it was a great event too. They had a full on open house, served hamburgers and hot dogs. Mossy Salsa was there. Of course, that's Caleb Mossberg's salsa with it, since his wife is Callie. So Dr. Callie Mossberg. They moved over a couple of months ago into that building, but they've done a complete remodel. So in that back place where it used to be Dr. Tucker's office. So it's really it's a beautiful space that she has there. So if you haven't been in, you should go check it out. Go get yourself an eye appointment. So my husband messaged me and he's like, hey, are they accepting new patients? He had broken his glasses the day before. So, so it was perfect timing for him to pop in there and get an appointment. So anyway, yeah, it's really, really great space. And it was a great turnout for their ribbon cutting and open house.
Well, good. Well, if I would have, it's one of those, if I wasn't, not sleeping through it probably or something like that, I would, 11 a.m. I'm still young, so that's a little bit too early in the morning for me. But it's not the only ribbon cutting ceremony going on. It looks like Bank Central, they're going to have their big name change going on. There'll be Dream First Bank starting next week. So whenever someone says Dream First Bank, you have now been warned that was Bank Central.
Yes.
But they're going to be having a big, it looks like, ribbon cutting ceremony as well, renaming ceremony.
Yeah, and we just set that date. The ribbon cutting will be on the 27th of June. So that would be next Friday. We'll be having a ribbon cutting for that. We'll have some advertisements go out for that. So just to remind people of that. Yeah.
Well, good. I mean, it's crazy to think, you've got the Eyesight, which had their ribbon cutting ceremony. Bank Central will be having theirs. And I think the biggest one of all of those still is the pool. That one's coming up down the line too.
Yeah. That's very exciting. It's a time we've been waiting for quite some time, with the pool, just waiting for the pool to be open, waiting for, that committee through the city, pulling that committee together to just do everything that they've done on the pool. And if you've seen the photos, it looks like a beautiful space. So they will be, I think that this week, they have put out there that you can go get your season pass from City Hall. You can get a family pass for $225. That's for 4 people. And that's a season pass. You can get a single season pass for $75. If you are just wanting to do a day pass, it's $5 per person. Now that's 18 and above. I think it's 3 to 17. The cost is $3 and 2 and under is free. So it accommodates all ages there. Seniors 65 and over are $2. So we'll have to let
$2.
We'll have to let Ben know.
We will. We'll have to let them know. I mean, the only thing that could be better is $1 free. You only got 2 options.
Hey, well, that actually is the case, because I saw in the paper that it said if you come so their hours are from 1 to 6 daily. And I believe that it said that if you come after 5 o'clock, you get in free. If you come 4 o'clock, it's like between 4 and 5, it's $1.
Okay.
So, hey, there's your $1 and free.
There you go. Sometimes asking you will receive.
There you go. You got it now. So, but they're having their ribbon cutting with their dignitaries and major donors at noon on Saturday, and then the opening day for the pool will be the 21st, this Saturday. So very exciting times. I know that they have been working hard for that for a very long time. So it's exciting. A long time coming. I think has it been 6 years without the pool?
It's something crazy like that. It's just been ever since really almost I got up here before I went to Northwestern. It was always one day that pool's going to open again. And now we're finally here.
Happening.
It's Saturday.
It's happening.
It's finally, just to see how many people have, or I guess just to see how many times I've driven by it, where there's so much, okay, I see it, it's something's going to happen with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just every time I drive by, I think one day that thing's going to be open again. And
Yeah.
it's finally here this Saturday at 1 o'clock.
It
So
is
I
very
might have to
exciting.
drive by just to see how many people are there for that opening. Because
Yeah.
it's going to be crazy.
I think so. And I would like to mention that this Friday is our community coffee. It will be sponsored by Northwest Domestic Crisis Center at the Tech Center. So Northwest Domestic Crisis Center is the one who's sponsoring it, but it's going to be at the Tech, and this will be our legislative eggs and issues. So you can come and hear what happened this session of the legislative session, and we will have those people there on Friday morning at 8 a.m. for our community coffee.
Well, good.
Yeah. So I might also mention the chamber anniversary is next week. Our anniversary is June 24th, and the chamber will be 89 years old.
Gosh.
Yeah. Isn't that great? So we will have something that we'll put out next week about that, just to celebrate our birthday, the chamber birthday. So it's really cool that it's just continued going for 89 years. And, it just always takes a new person stepping in and just keeping it going. So,
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
it always seems to work like that. Someone's always willing to step up to the challenge to get more events going on for Alva, to help with everything. It's always great to see little things going on in Alva.
absolutely. I tell people, if you are bored, it's your own fault.
Yes.
Absolutely, because there is always something going on. What we now we have some great entertainment businesses. We've got Rialto, we've got the Menagerie, we've got the Nightlight, we've got some entertainment businesses. But if I say what we lack in entertainment businesses, we make up for in events, because there is always someone putting on an event, doing something for the community. There's always something going on, or in the surrounding communities even. I mean, we live in an amazing space where we have 3 really great state parks, a national wildlife refuge. We've got Little Sahara State Park, Alabaster Caverns. I mean, we are the center of all of that. So if you haven't been to those places too, just go out and see them. There's always something going on. If you are bored, it's your own fault. Not to mention the rec center. The rec center has ball games. Oh my gosh, they bring in thousands of people for their ball games. So if you like that, go out and see that. There's always something happening. And of course, shop local. Go check out the local boutiques and all that's going on there. Eat out at a local restaurant. There's always something to eat, always something to do. If you're bored, it's your own fault.
Absolutely. The thing I always say to do, and this is even when I was at Northwestern, I had a buddy of mine. We had a project we had to do for just, something about Alva.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the kids, at Northwestern, it's always interesting because if they're from up here, they kind of get, okay, they know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
But the kid I was with was from Dallas. So he was one of those, okay, there's nothing to do here in Alva. Compared to Dallas, I'm sure you're not used to everything being on your block. But I was just, okay, one day, take a walk with me. And I just showed him the murals.
Yes.
Just walking around downtown, driving to a few of the places. These are the murals. Here's the plaques. Here's a little bit of the history with them. The one that always gets me with people, that I think people don't, because I enjoy history, the Bass Reeves one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I always walk past it going to Rialto. People don't really think about those. And that's something even, if you're really that bored, if you're really, I can't find anything to do, just park downtown, walk around the square, walk around the block, and just look at the murals.
Yeah.
They're just beautiful artwork. They always have a great story to them.
Yeah.
And so, after that, he was kind of like, okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff to do. You can go out to Freedom, which, by the way, speaking of Freedom, they're having their centennial going on starting July 5th.
Yes.
Big deal going on over there. And that kind of brings me to what's down the road because it's not going to be too long. We're going to blink and it's going to be the 4th of July. There'll be fireworks going on. I'm sure there'll be something going on here in Alva with 4th of July.
Yeah. My family runs the TNT stand
There you
here.
go.
And so we are actually getting ready for the fireworks this week. Firework delivery comes this week. Of course, we can't start selling until next week, but and then there's another stand, Shoot the Moon, here in town as well. But through that, I mean, it's just like it is right around the corner. And then all of the area things that are going on. There's a celebration in Tacoma on the 3rd. I'm sure I have not completely heard what's happening here in Alva yet, so I can't say on that. I know that Hartner has things going on. On the 5th is also the big celebration at Carmen every year. There's always food trucks. I mean, yes, there's always something going on, and there's always opportunity to serve. So if I had someone reach out to me last week, they were looking for a service project for one of their summer classes, and I had to go through and think about, okay, what's going on right now? Who has volunteer opportunities? Little Red Hens have opportunity for serving on the 4th of July. Also volunteer opportunities. The Alva Reunion is coming up.
That's about a month away.
Yeah, so that's going to be here before we know it. That weekend will also be Crazy Days, so we always encourage people to shop local on that day. Our businesses have some great sales going on. There will be a parade that morning, so that will be fun to see what's going on there. There's just so much. So make sure that you mark your calendar so you don't forget anything.
Yes, I mean the Alva reunion. Looking at it here, it all starts the night of, not the 9th of, but the night of July 17th. It'll kick off down at the Nightlight, but there's so much going on. And once again, it's all the little things. You know, it could be something like a naming ceremony. It could be something, as bigger as the pool reopening. July 4th, which really, kind of becomes its own week-long thing. I mean, you got Tacoma, you'll have Alva, Hartner, Carmen, like you mentioned. I'm sure next week people will already be shooting fireworks off across my street. And
I've already been hearing them.
Sometimes it's one of those, guys, I respect the patriotism, but it's 11:30. People are trying to sleep.
Right.
Can we do this at 8:30 when we can still kind of all sit outside and appreciate it?
Right.
But it's better than the neighbor I've had the past week. We've had a dirt dauber in my house, and I mean, I don't know. This is the most persistent dirt dauber I think I've ever met in my entire life. Because anytime you try to open the front door, just boom, just immediately moves in front of you. Hey, I'm getting in the house now.
Oh my gosh!
And it's just like, we cut down our tree in the front yard. We cut down everything we think we sprayed everywhere. And he was gone for 3 days. And then yesterday, sure enough, opened the door. There he is again.
You've just got an inviting environment.
I guess so. But inviting to the wrong crowd, I guess. The dirt daubers and wasps, those are not the type of people I want coming into my front door. Mosquitoes as well. I mean, it's that season as well.
It is.
They're already everywhere. But other than that, I'm trying to think what all there is because, I mean, we've gone through so much in such a short amount of time. I mean, once again, the pool, it'll be open this Saturday at 1 o'clock. That'll be great to see. I'm just excited for that, really.
Yes.
I'm excited to see how many people we've talked about already a little bit, how many people have just worked on that for 6 years now, trying to get that back up. That'll be a sight to see.
It will. And you know what? Before we know it, Christmas is going to be here, and then the arena is going to be open next. I think that the projected date is maybe in February. I read.
Okay, I didn't heard anything about a projected date.
I read it in the newsgram. I think it was in the newsgram last week where they were talking about the county commissioners touring it, and I think that was the mention, was maybe February of next year. So there is so much going on right here in this area, and it's so exciting. Not to mention everything. Again, I say this area, Alva and the surrounding area, there is just so much happening. So invite people in.
Exactly. I mean, that arena is the other thing. It's just like the pool, where every time you drive by it, it's okay. You can see the progress on that thing. It's getting bigger and more put together. soon enough we'll be having events there, and it'll be great to see.
It's very exciting. Oh, speaking of also events, I just put in the calendar, there's going to be a circus in town.
Really?
There's a circus coming
Well,
to
there's
town.
always a circus in town when certain people are here. But
This is a specific circus with all of the, like a contortionist and a juggler and just all of the things, acrobats happening at the Woods County Fairgrounds. And that will be on June 30th. So tickets, I put everything on the community calendar at, if you go to alvaok.net and click on the events, then you can go and see the community calendar and see everything that we know about that's going on. So I just updated that on June 30th. That will be happening. So people can purchase their tickets. There's a link on there. And then lots of VBS happening. If kids like to do VBS in the summer, there's a VBS nearly every week that they can hop to.
well, I mean, just looking at the community calendar here for a moment, that Circus Genoa, I mean, that's going to be fun. That is going to be great to see. So many things happening. So few amount of time. You said it earlier. We have to say it for Ben. We're going to blink and it's going to be Christmas soon.
Yes.
It's just how much time flies when you're having fun, and there's so much fun to be had here now.
And we'll be reaching out to people soon about Christmas, just getting in the planning stages, because you got to start planning now to have a great event.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that was the thing I always enjoyed going to. Really, you can go to any store. Hobby Lobby was always the fun one for me, where you could go in there now and there's probably already a Halloween Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas already there.
absolutely.
It's just, okay, guys, it's June. We can calm down a little bit. I can think. We've still got to get through. I don't want to be thinking about Christmas. It's 85 degrees outside
Right.
already.
Yeah.
I want to be ready to miss that when it gets to 15.
Oh, and thinking about all of the things that you see in stores, Walmart going through their big remodel
Yes.
that's happening. They will have a grand reopening, I believe, in August. So, of course, they're not closing. They're continuing through it, moving things around during their remodel, but there will be a celebration of their remodel and grand reopening in August. So
cannot
look out for that
imagine-
as well.
Cannot imagine what it would be like if Walmart just shut down until August.
Oh, my
If
goodness.
that'd be a nightmare. But thankfully, they don't have to do that. They
Right.
just shuffle things around and they'll be good to go.
You may not know where anything is right now, but you know what? Just wander around and you'll find it.
The only thing I could find was the giant empty space where they're moving. So that one's pretty easy to find. You just walk in a straight line and you'll eventually find a great vast nothing.
Yeah. But ask an associate. They'll tell you where it is.
They will. They're always friendly people. They're
They
always
are.
happy to help. But that should wrap things just about up for today. I think we've gone over every remodel that we have. We've got the pool, we've got the circus, we've got the reunion, the big cruise as well will be happening, the parade. There's going to be a lot that's going to be happening in the next
so
month.
much.
I mean, just so many things happening, but it is going to be a great time as always
It
here
is.
in Alva.
Absolutely. Lucky me, I live in Alpha.
Exactly. We have that. There we go.
There
we have
it
the
is.
sticker there. I knew we had it somewhere around here. I had to remember, what's behind me and what isn't. But folks, as always, thank you for tuning in, and we'll get you back to your regularly scheduled programming, whatever that means, here on KALV.